Listen, I will never complain about the work because I remember when there was no work to be done, when I was broke, when I had nothing. I haven't even got out of my Domino's uniform yet. I want to make this video for y'all before I hit my head on this pillow. Today was a long day. I spent all Friday slinging pizzas, and I just was thinking in the car, I am never going to complain about having work to do, about having a job to go to. I mean, I might feel some type of way about it internally, but I am never going to get up here publicly ever again. Even if I have in the past, I don't know if I have, but I'm not going to do it. Complain about having work to do, because I remember when I was on my ass. And I think a lot of times what happens with us is we forget what it felt like to truly be on our ass. Some of y'all done got real comfortable demanding things from jobs that jobs aren't even set up to give you. Like, the amount of times I hear people say stuff like, my job, they don't even respect me. They don't even see me as a person. Like, first of all, the job knows you're a human being. Like, can we cut the cap? Just like, that's not even real, first of all. Second, when you say that, what you really mean is they don't treat me the way I want to be treated. First of all, they are not your woman. They're not your relationship partner. They are your business partner. Your job has you there to do a task, and in return, they're going to give you money. If they fulfill that part of the bargain, and that alone, they have done their piece. Nowhere in the clause does it say, also, you are going to feel valued. Also, you will feel, none of that is in there. Now, if you are somebody who feels like that is a prerequisite for you to work somewhere, all right, cool. Do you. But don't forget what your standards were when you had nothing. A lot of times we forget where we were and what we were willing to do to get ourselves off our ass. We lose that fire. If a job has said to us, listen, we got 40 hours a week for you right here, we'll pay you, but you can't be out here missing. If your kid is sick, you're gonna have to find somebody else to pick them up. I know your kid has a recital, but this shit's got to get done over here. Y'all be like, oh yeah. I got somebody for them. We're good. I will be there. Thank you so much for the opportunity. That's how we talk when we're on our ass. But then we get a few paychecks, and all of a sudden, we're like, well, you ain't gonna be having me put the job before my kids. You only made a few checks. Like, and what's crazy to me is the same people who act like the former, who act like now the job doesn't give them what they need. Those people, they are the same ones who have just as little money as when they started. Some of y'all are still broke, acting as if just because money is coming in, you hold the keys to the kingdom. You don't. A job is designed to do one thing: provide you income in exchange for you providing a task. That's it. So before you complain about how unfair it is, how much work you have to do, just remember, there was a time where you were truly on your ass, where there was no money coming in at all. And I ask you, which would you rather? Would you rather just be on your ass with nothing? Or would you rather be asked to do some things, to have some standards, and have a lot of them be uncomfortable, sure, but then be getting paid? A lot of the triumph that a lot of us say we want, it's hidden in plain sight in the work we're unwilling to do. It's crazy. I was just talking to a friend of mine today about this. So few people are willing to cut their weekends, to work throughout their weekends so that they can get to that next step. So few people are willing to cut out their holidays. So few people are willing to stop drinking and smoking. So few people are willing to do the things that in the long term would benefit them, that work. Yet they demand the world and will complain about the steps it would take to get them where they want to be. You're not going to hear me complain about the work. Not on this channel. I might tell you this is going to be a hard day, hard week. But what do I look like telling y'all to go get to work so that you can get to where you want to be? And I'm bullshitting. I am complaining about the work I have in front of me. I chose this. I said I want to be the owner of my own business. I said I want to own property. I said I want to eventually work for myself. I said that I want to eventually be able to decide whether or not the people in this house have to work for anybody at all. I said that. And likewise, if you are saying that to yourself, what the hell do you look like complaining about the steps it's going to take to get you where you said you want it? Do you really want it? I would ask you, do you really want it? If you're going to sit there and spend more time bitching, let's just call it what it is, bitching. If you're going to spend more time doing that than you are working, I'm not convinced that you actually want what you say you want. That's why I'm not going to complain about the work, because there's only one path to the destination I said I wanted. And that's through all of this struggle, through all of this work. And you know what happens? Every single time I finish a shift at the Domino's, let me tell you, I get out of there and I feel good. I'm tired. I'm hungry a lot of times. I'm a little achy. But man, they hand me that cash because they pay us our tips out every night. They pay us that money out in tips. And tonight I made like 130 something bucks. They pay me that money and I look at that money and I say, yep, that's one more step. Because you cannot convince me that me sitting at home on my ass, awake anyway, making $0 was better than me making the 200 and whatever dollars that I made tonight. See, if you gonna sit on your ass, you better be making money on your ass. But if you gonna sit there, make no money, and complain, don't talk to me about goals. Goals will remain dreams if you don't put any work behind them. So, you got some choices. As always say on this channel, you can do what everyone else does, talk about how unfair the world is and hope it gets better. But I would ask you, how often has doing what everyone does yielded you results that you wanted? The other option is to do the things that others are unwilling to do. So before you go take a trip, before you go spend money on the shoes, the clothes, the jewelry, the car, the video game, the weed, the alcohol, all the shit that everybody wants, ask yourself, did I put in enough time doing shit that nobody wants to do? The shit that's actually profitable, the shit that makes me money. Did I put in enough time doing that? Because a lot of y'all are moving backwards. A lot of you are putting in them 40 hours and then throwing away more money than you have on shit you can't afford. It's just as bad if you're not moving at all. A lot of you will do a little bit of extra work and then you spend all that extra money doing the same shit. You got to move forward. The way you do that is by getting to work. So don't complain about the work. If you got work in front of you that's going to make you some money, don't complain about the work. Be grateful. Be grateful that you are in a position to do the work that's going to get you where you want to be. Because a lot of people will never find themselves in that position because they can't get past the hurdle of having to give up things in order to get to where they want to be. You have an opportunity in front of you. Don't waste it by complaining. Do the work. Don't complain.